Jai Ranjan Ram joins us. Dr. Ram is a noted psychiatrist. He's with Apollo Gleneagles Hospital in Kolkata. He's the Joint Director of the Mental Health Foundation. Thanks, Dr. Ram, for being with us. As we look at the physical needs of people, food, home, structures over their heads, we often forget that events like the pandemic that we are going through, COVID, and even disasters have an incredible psychological impact on people. In the case of COVID, of course, there's depression, but in the case of a natural disaster, if you lose your loved ones immediately, if you lose a shelter, your home, your sense of where you are, it can result in profound angst. Is this something we need to be thinking about very carefully?
Absolutely, and thank you for starting this initiative. I think COVID was a silent threat, and each of us who live in this part of the world have a deep connect with Sundarbans, and we all experienced a terrible tragedy, which made us really feel, because we could see it visually through images, the despairing conditions, the crores of people who are living in there. So therefore, this double tragedy where, your entire livelihood is gone, children are bereaved, the roof over their head is blown away, there's no drinking water, there's no shelter. On top of a situation when we are battling COVID was a terrible, terrible tragedy to happen to this part of the world. But what surprised me really, and I don't like using this word ordinary people, but even during this situation, the number of people who spontaneously volunteered, raised funds, and stood beside in whatever their little capacity, I think is a heartening sign. And I personally feel that would go a long way in repairing the confidence, repairing the resilience of this community. And I think we need to be especially mindful of the children really, and I'm glad that Child Fund is taking this initiative, because during these disaster situations, we know unfortunately in a country like ours, they are more vulnerable. If they have lost their parents, then they might be employed in child labor. Because of the financial situations, there might be child marriages, even trafficking. So I think we need to be especially careful, not only to protect them from further abuse or being kind of used in ways which are unsavory, but also to look after their emotional needs.
Dr. Ram, that's where I'd like to come in, if I may. In a situation where health services are stretched out because of COVID, and then all services are stretched out because of Cyclone Amphan, where do people in the city, in the villages, in the Sundarbans, where can they turn to for help when it comes to mental health?
I think, fortunately or unfortunately, India has got a lot of experience in dealing with the psychological impact of disasters, particularly after the tsunami, the super cyclone. And we know that we really do not need experts to, build resilience and support the community. All it needs is, firstly, we need to supply the basic needs and food, shelter. Second, if we can provide people to collect information, services, and garner social support in the community, that goes a long way. And also the key issue, what we have learned from our previous research, is that trying to keep the community together through community meetings, group activities, having a community kitchen where you're involving everyone from the community, sharing stories, rebuilding the destroyed structure, like playing kabaddi. Community gatherings often provide solace to those who have lost a lot of things. And on top of that, few people who have pre-existing mental illness, people who are elderly, frail, pregnant women, people with disabilities, they do need extra care and support. But a lot of it can be provided by, ordinary citizens with a little bit of empathy and listening skills. So we really do not need, hordes of trained professionals, because the basic support and the empathy and active listening and giving the community a sense that there are powerful advocates who are listening to your story and who are going to remain with you during the process of recovery goes a long way in supporting them.
डॉक्टर राम, आपने जो कहा है एक दूसरे के साथ खड़े होना, एक दूसरे से उम्मीद पाना, एक दूसरे का हिम्मत बढ़ाना, ये हर तरह से बेहद अहम है। और इसमें शायद सबसे पहली कड़ी ये है कि लोगों के सर पर छत हो और आजीविका का कोई साधन हो, ये बहुत ज़रूरी है। और इसके लिए ही हम बार बार अपने दर्शकों से कह रहे हैं कि बंगाल के लिए आप डोनेशन दीजिए, आप अपना हाथ बढ़ाइए, साथ खड़े होइए, हिम्मत दीजिए। बहुत शुक्रिया आपका डॉक्टर राम हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए।